Welcome to Machshava on the daf. We're holding in Chulin daf Yud. The Gemara in Amud Beis introduces the concept of Chazakah. The Gemara tells us, how do we know mina Torah that you go based on Chazakah? In Lomdus, the Achronim discuss what is the definition of Chazakah. Many of the Achronim discuss it, but the one who spells it out clearly is the Sefer Chemdas Shloimeh in the Tshuva in Yerideo Siman Dalet. And he comes and asks like this: is Chazakah a birur or a hanhaga? Birur means, does Chazakah actually tell you what the case is? Based on Chazakah, I know what's going on. If something was tar, I know that it's continued to be tar. Or Chazakah is a hanhaga, meaning I don't know better. I will continue to act this way because that's what the Torah told me to do, but not that I know for sure that that's the case. So the Chemdas Shloimeh says it's an hanhaga and it's not a birur. And he explains based on that, based on the Tosis here in our sugya, so that's the reason you could say in things that contradict each other, you could also say a chazakah. Like the case of Trei Shvilim, two people went in two different pathways, one of them we know is Tameh. If they each one come on their own, we say for each one chazakah. Because chazakah doesn't mean I know what happened, because if you know what happened, how can you have a contradiction? But it's a hanaga, we act the way we continue what we have. And that's why when there's a re'usa lefanenu, there's something that says the chazakah is not continuing, we right away assume that there's no chazakah. Because chazakah doesn't tell me what happened, it's a hanaga. If I don't have a place to say the hanaga, so then the chazakah is over. And this is meduyik from the Rishonim, because the Rambam Pirusha Mishnayos and Nozir, Perek Ted Mishnah Beis, he explains regarding chazakah that ha'ikar kashiskayim is inyan sheyeh nenicheyu b'chizkasoi ad she'avodavar mivur she'vatleu mizois chazakah. Chazakah means you stay where you are, we assume nothing changed. We leave it the way it is. It's not like tell me what it is, but we leave it the way it is. And the Maharik in Shorish Ayin Beis has the lashon that says ein lanu levadois hanoilaz v'ishtanus ela mishasur say noisu. We don't have to make up a change unless we saw it. And many other Achronim say this Yesoid. Rav Chanan Vassman speaks about it a lot, and the Shayosha Shar Beis, Perek Beis, proves this from a few places. The Chemdas Shloimeh himself, in his Agdama and in other places in the Sefer, writes, that's the reason that we always say, that Roiv is greater than Chazakah. Ruba v'Chazakah, Ruba Adif. Why? Because Chazakah is only an haga. It's not a birur. I don't know clearly. I am just assuming the status quo. But a roiv is a birur. Roiv tells you, if you have a roiv, you go after the roiv. So therefore, roiv overrides chazakah. Now this understanding in chazakah fits very much with the Machshava, with the oimek inyan, the way we look at the world. Because we know that the world seems to be going b'chazakah. We have what the Gemara tells us, beginning of Masechet of Avodah Oilum kimin haga noyek. We assume the world is where it is, it continues to go. But the way the Nefesh HaChaim and Shar Gimel and the Baal HaTanya and Shar Yuchad V'Emunah, they both teach us that really the way we look at the world is every single moment HaKadosh Baruch Hu is pumping life into the world. The world doesn't exist the next minute because it existed the minute before. There's no hechrech, there's no force to say that the world will continue to exist. And this is part of the idea of the Emunah and Bitochen in HaKadosh Baruch Hu, that anything in the world can change instantaneously. Right away, everything can turn around. The fact that something is in a certain condition doesn't mean it's going to continue that way. When a person is going through a sorrow, right now someone is sick and it looks like the mahalach, the chazakah is he's not going to live, a person has to have emunah that HaKadosh Baruch Hu could come and change the whole thing in one moment. And the opposite is true as well. If a person is going through life and he feels that he can rely on what he has, on the assets that he has, on the items that he owns, he should know that HaKadosh Baruch Hu could change everything in a single moment. So the chazakah that something is here is no guarantee that it will continue being here. It could change in a moment. So what is the idea of oilum kimin haga noyek? It's hanhaga. Hanhaga means, usually I assume things will stay the same. It's not absolutely like that. It's not a birur. It doesn't tell me for sure that's how it's going to be. But there's a hanaga. The hanaga means things are assumed to continue this way. That's like HaKadosh Baruch Hu created in the world. But it's not davar barur. It's not a clarity. It's not like a roiv that we'll speak about Be'ez Hashem the next year. That through Roiv I come to a clarity, I come to a decision, I know what's going on. Chazakah just tells you that there is a concept of status quo as a hanaga, meaning that's a noyig in the world, but it's not something to rely on as a biru to come and tell me what's going to happen. Anyone who wants to join or sponsor the Machshava Shiurim, please email Machshava@gmail.com.